because the cake only got done like 20 minutes ago.
That's fair.
Hello, stream.
Good evening.
I think we're live. Yes. Hello, stream. As you may have noticed from the title, we are not doing Blood and Hope Detroit or Nicholas Krit Catchers today. We are finally playing Midnight on the Circle.
I am back. I am alive. And I have power.
Are we, though? Are any of us alive?
We are more alive than we will be tomorrow, so yes.
I don't know what you're talking about. I don't work till 2 in the afternoon.
Chronologically speaking, at least.
That's fair.
Busy. Everything
so how
looks
was everybody's day?
Relatively peaceful. I had the day off, so it was great. Although I worked for the next 6 days in a row.
Also a day off, so it was mine must be peaceful as well.
You actually took a day off. Wow.
Yeah, I don't work at the camp until spring, so...
Yeah, that's true. I didn't think about that.
I don't think anyone's camping right now.
You'd be surprised. We have an uncle that is legitimately crazy that would absolutely go camping while he's hunting.
Well, yeah, hunters. That's different.
It still is camping.
I don't think the camp Nen works at is like on hunting grounds. I would assume not, at least. Yeah.
Kind of weirdly in a suburb, in rural.
Sure.
It's glamping.
Yeah. It's pretty much all RVs there.
That explains it. Got it.
Yeah. You guys can't hear Zeva going away at her ice cream, right?
Nope.
Good, because all I hear is lick, 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 lick.
No, that has been filtered out.
Oh, good. My filter's doing its job then.
Yay.
Yay, technology working like it's supposed to.
Knock on wood, quick.
Look, even OBS should be working correctly, okay? I spent like half an hour the last time we were gonna play Motzi fixing everything.
Let's be real here. If there's going to be any technology that doesn't work, it's going to be my work.
I mean, you're not wrong. Do we need to go over anything?
You guys want to go over anything?
I'm asking you.
I don't have anything particular to go over with you guys. I just know it's been a while, so if you guys need me to do the recap, I can.
Trevor. I watched our stuff last Sunday. Or at least the majority of it. Excuse me, of it. Everything sounding good on... Is anyone checking the Twitch? Does it sound good? You guys normally do, so... Good on... Is anyone checking the Twitch? Ah!
Sorry.
Am I coming through overly loud? Or much more louder than everybody else? I've noticed that on the past couple of them, so I wasn't sure.
Not sure. Give it 1 second.
She said no.
I'm a little quiet, but hopefully me adjusting my mic helped.
I just turned my thing down a little bit, so that should take care of whatever issues came up.
Yeah, you should be fine.
Okay. Well, if there's nothing we want to go over, do we want to start or keep talking? Hi, Kraken!
I'm good to go whenever.
Okay.
Kraken, enjoy the new intro. There we go.
Very nice. Very nice.
Chances is my favorite on the new one.
Very nice. And that was our new intro. Thank you, Faye. And happy belated birthday.
Thanks.
So, once again, we're back in Indianapolis for another episode of Midnight on the Circle. Typical rundown here. This is World of Darkness. Things will get dark. If you come across anything that gives you issues, potential triggers, mental, physical, emotional, spiritual unwellness, please step away, take care of yourself. If you can come back, that's great. If not, we understand. Your mental health, your physical well-being, so on and so forth is far more important than a game. We do recaps, so there is that. And tonight, we have our lovely players. Nen, back once again as Ted.
Hello.
And Faye playing Layla.
Hello.
And then, of course, we have Dengle playing Chance.
Good evening.
So, who would like to start off our recap? If anyone can remember that far back.
So here, that was, if I'm not mistaken, we had a business meeting to start the evening.
Yes, we met with Azzy. The Malkavian.
Yes. Which
And
we then
went to the Chantry.
Yep, and I have Isabel written down. Is that correct?
Yes.
Okay. Wanted to make sure that was correct because I absolutely just scrawled notes in random places and I know we have them a similar name elsewhere. She was fun. She was interesting. Got some information on a certain outlier that the Tremere had, which we then found their apartment, which was occupied by a older, I don't think quite old, but older woman that directed us downstairs to her old apartment, which was trashed like a hoarder. We decided to climb down a hole and go down a tunnel and then open up a door, and then we found some stuff. which was not fun.
No, it was not. But Layla ended up recognizing some guru symbols, and then we had issues with a guru who pieced out. We dealt with, I forget, what was it?
I'm just gonna call it a zombie.
Yeah, it wasn't a zombie, but it was a Fey-infused thing?
It was the early stages of, it was the very early stages of what's called a Fomori. They're essentially mortals that have been possessed by baneful spirits.
Okay.
That's the word. I couldn't remember that. Which was kind of funny because they tried to attack us and Chance basically said no and smacked her hand down. Loaded her in the back of the car, which that was unfortunate. But we also loaded up the right. So yeah, we ended up taking them back to the hotel. Handed off the proper information to the proper avenues, and we met some people, well, a person specifically, that may or may not be related to the prince. So yeah, that was a fun time.
Yes.
It was indeed.
And then Layla and Chance tried to get information on each other via their contacts.
I feel like one is having an easier time than the other. Don't know who is having the easier time.
I don't know. I know Layla's only going to find out stuff about his mortal life, but that's a start.
Yeah, well, it's a start, and that's probably the easier time.
You'll find some interesting information about Layla, perhaps.
And all the while, Ted was tagging along, unlocking doors for us, and then pieced out.
Sitting in the car.
Yeah, and just pieced out. We don't know exactly where he went, when he went there.
Oh yeah, and Layla propositioned the Chantry to be their bookkeeper.
This is true.
So let's see where that goes.
To be fair, perfect position for Layla, so.
Oh, you have no idea. I spent all of my experience at the end of last game.
Good.
We'll see just how kindly the Tremere take to an outsider coming in. Because that won't cause issues at all.
Especially a fucking brew.
I think that just about covers it. As far as I can remember.
Yep.
I believe so.
Are we ready to have some more fun tonight then?
Yes.
All right. So, with that, we are actually going to relatively briefly join our coterie back on the evening, the day after the events that we just recounted. Everyone has prepared for their day sleep and is laid down. And Chance, go ahead and roll me your unspent willpower, please.
Okay. That is doable. Well, that would be, nothing with a skull.
And I believe the rules for Fire Frenzy checks are you need at least 3 to pass.
Yeah.
So, as we join Chance, you don't remember how you got here. You're getting ready to lay down Next thing you know, you're standing out in the street in your PJs, whatever those might be.
Use your imagination.
You also don't remember exactly how your establishment caught fire, but it rages and burns around you. And even in the sleep, the weird whatever it is about sleep that twists reality, you hear your beast scream to run. And so you do. You take off into the Indianapolis night, leaving your establishment behind. And you run. And you run. You're a vampire. You don't tire. Still feels like forever, though. And after a while, you slow down. That's when you notice it. The fire's following you, chasing you from building to building as you go from block to block, until the entire city is burning. And ahead of you in the street stands a figure. By this point, there's no escape in the fire. Your beast settles back down and you are in control of yourself. What would you like to do?
Just approach the figure in front of me, expecting the absolute worst.
As you get closer, you hear your name being called. You can't see the person's face, even though it's lit brightly by the flames. There's something about it. It's dream logic again. It keeps twisting and shifting and changing. You can't quite see who it is, but you know that voice. She's calling your name. Over and over and over. You swore you left her behind. You swore she had no idea what you'd done. But here she is.
After realizing who it is, because I'm pretty sure I have a 99% chance of being correct on this one, he kind of, now y'all ain't supposed to be here and you don't know where I'm at. This ain't real. That ain't real. Can't be. Go home. Go back to sleep. Because this ain't right. Then he just kind of like pushes past her. And kind of basically ignores her.
As you brush past, everything kind of stills for a moment. The flames seem to freeze. And just everything goes dead silent. And then you hear her voice. But there's a voice behind it, almost like a polyphonic effect. I have no home anymore. You made sure of that.
And with that, he's actually going to just kind of reach out to the figure and like kind of just try to grab it by the throat and lift it up.
As you grab the figure and lift it up and bring it towards you, the figure melts away. And a more recognizable, but not quite as well-known figure is in your grasp. It's Leech, and she's grinning ear to ear and giggling. Like it rough, do ya?
You got a home. Your home is in hell, and he'll like actually bodily throw her.
She goes flying. She thwacks against a burning building. The building kind of crumbles on top of her. You can't seem to shake her voice. It's still in your ear. Why'd you do it? Why'd you do it?
It's none of your damn business.
Why'd you do it?
Keep asking, you gonna find out firsthand.
And with that threat, she laughs and laughs and laughs until her laugh is cacophonous and ringing in your head. Just when you think it's too much, you wake up. Your cat is sitting on you, watching you sleep.
Gonna kind of grab the cat, put it on the floor. Don't be weird. And kind of gets up and A, checks time, B, checks what's around him in general. Make sure everything's normalized.
A little bit later than when you normally wake up for the evening, but everything seems to be in its place. Nothing's on fire. Your staff is doing what they usually do.
With that, he just proceeds as normal, like nothing happened.
All right. We will leave Chance to his evening duties for a moment and check in with Layla. As you lay down, you went to sleep in the library up in Indianapolis. But when you come to consciousness, or maybe not consciousness, it feels fuzzy around the edges, you're not sure. You're back in the library of your old college.
Okay.
Go ahead and roll me wits and awareness, please.
My estimating one hunger check or one hunger dice.
Don't worry about hunger.
3.
It's definitely your old familiar library, but every time you look at the hallways, at the seating arrangement, it changes. It's still always familiar, like you know it, but it changes all the time. And you notice that the walls and ceilings have become completely translucent. They're all glass. How would you like to proceed?
So it's just the walls that are glass?
Walls, ceiling, floors, everything is glass.
What's on the outside? What's through the glass?
It looks like a night sky, but stretched. So it encompasses the entire thing, beyond any reasonable horizon line, beyond what a normal skyline would look like. It's as if you're surrounded on all sides.
And the tables and books and everything is still here?
Tables are still there. Books are still there. Although they're a little hard to read. But they're there.
Wander the edges to make sure everything is the same.
Okay. Now, as you wander, would you like to keep your old wits and awareness roll, or would you like to re-roll it? I'll give you the option.
Can she take time to actually inspect things as she go and do investigation?
Of course, this is dream logic.
Still 3.
You notice, and I won't tell you how she reacts to this because this is your character after all. You notice that there are no doors and all of the window panes don't seem to have latches, and there's no vents either. It's as if the entire building has become one solid glass container.
Is there like the librarian's desk, or that, like, you know, the desk where the everything is? Is there anything off about that?
Head and roll me a single die. Tell me what you get.
If it matters, it rolled the critical.
Okay. So, as you approach the librarian's desk, you see a figure sitting at it reading a book. It's hard to distinguish them in the way that dreams work. Faces are very hard. But you instinctually recognize it to be your patron, Mr. Tan. And he's just sitting there reading.
Does he acknowledge her in any way?
Nope.
What is he reading?
You're not quite sure. One minute it looks like maybe an economics textbook. The next minute it looks like a Bible. Then it looks like a botany book. And as it finally flickers to a trashy romance novel, he looks up. I was never really interested in those anyway. And throws the book away. He looks expectantly at you.
Do you know where we are?
Where wouldn't we be would be a better question. This is the between. The ether, the astral, space, call it what you will.
Interesting. How did you get here? How did I get here?
He furrows his brow and looks at you. You know? I don't know. And as he seems to think, his form kind of freezes up and glitches. Like he's a projection in front of something else.
Do you not know, or do you just not want to tell me?
He leans forward. I don't know. I don't know how we dream. I don't know why. I was always told we never could.
Huh. Yes, most of that stopped after the embrace, I suppose. What did you think you were reading?
I don't know. And that frustrates me. I don't like not knowing.
Indeed. How long have you been here?
Feels like days, feels like years. Probably only been a couple hours. What about you?
Not sure. I don't think I saw you on my first time around the building, though. Are you actually Mr. Tan?
Leans forward again with a furrowed look before it splits into a very unnerving, very familiar grin. I don't know. Am I?
Visually, perhaps, but you're not acting like him.
Clever, clever, very clever. When are you going to put that cleverness to use?
And what, escape? Solve the puzzle?
Why not both? Smart. So much smarter than they give you credit for, and yet here you are performing menial tasks for them. You could be so much more than anything they give you.
It serves a purpose for now.
And when it doesn't, what then?
Then I move on. Take care of it.
You move on. What an exhausting existence.
It's a good thing we did not tire then.
Well, I guess it is, considering you still have to find a way out then.
Am I trapped then, for real?
You're only as trapped as you let yourself be.
Interesting. And if being trapped serves the purpose? Is it a trap if you willingly put yourself there?
Oh, you could have been so much more.
What could I have been? What heights do you presume I should be at?
If you really want to know, you should seek me out.
Hard to seek someone out who I don't know who they are.
Told you who I was. You know who I am.
You told me who you were not.
And her voice grows and echoes through the glass building.
Her?
As the veneer drops.
Mm.
And it's Leech. Sitting at the desk, drumming her fingers on a trashy romance novel.
Interesting. I had hoped we would never see you again.
I warned you, we are all kin under the worm. You are no more rid of me than I am of you.
If only I could be.
Well, don't let me keep you.
Question. Does Layla know anything about the worm or the wild?
Go ahead and roll me intelligence and occult, and if you have any specializations, whether it's intelligence, academics, occult, whatever, for werewolf stuff, go ahead and add that.
I do not. Can I reroll?
Yeah, absolutely.
5 with crit.
Okay, so you know, like, theoretically, that the worm, the weaver, and the wild are this triad that kind of shapes Garou spirituality. You know the general context of they essentially represent the cycle of creation in the wild, stasis in the weaver, and then destruction in the worm.
I'm sorry, repeat that last part one more time. I was writing.
And that the worm represents destruction.
The worm. I thought that your kin did not like that.
Some don't, some do. Can't peg us all.
Well, I thought most of them abhorred it. Hunt us out.
Like I said, a lot of them do, not all of them. And if you want to know more, you should come seek me out.
Perhaps. Where should I look?
A hint. You want a hint?
Depending on what it costs.
This is the dreamscape. Nothing costs anything but time and attention.
Everything has a price.
Go ahead and roll me either charisma and manipulation or charisma and persuasion.
Charisma and manipulation are both base stats. Is that what you want me to roll?
Oh, I'm sorry. I wasn't looking at the
Subterfuge?
No, either manipulation and persuasion or charisma and persuasion, whichever is better
Manipulation.
thing.
Ew, gross. I'm gonna re-roll again. Three.
She grins and looks at you. I'm gonna help you out because I hope you do get out of here and seek me out. I want to see what you can do with this city.
You imply that I would not get out any other way.
Books have always been your refuge. Why not start there?
That is the obvious answer.
And?
Or, I suppose the obvious hint. Is it here I should look? In the waking world? Somewhere else? Somewhere in between?
I guess it depends. Do you want an escape from here, the astral? Or here, your situation?
Something tells me if I was to escape out into that, and she will gesture, that would not be good for me.
Came out with a clever little game. And in that game, there was a spirit that had to help a lost soul escape a dream. And the spirit told the person trapped in the dream to go up. Find the stairs. Find the archives.
The archives. Interesting. One final question. Were you the one who drugged me here?
Yes and no. I did not bring you here personally. However, it was by my request that you came here.
Why are you so interested? I suppose that is another question. I will leave you then.
Save that question for when we meet again.
Of course. Then Layla will go. Are there any abnormally large stacks of books?
My turn to roll.
Whether by height or size?
You don't notice any? They all seem to be relatively normal stacks.
And nothing looks like staircases.
Not here.
In the room itself?
Yes, in the room itself, not here.
And no doors, no way to exit. I don't suppose she can will something into being.
Would you like to try?
Yes.
Okay, go ahead and roll me unspent willpower.
Gross. Just a 2.
It's enough. As Layla concentrates on finding a staircase, a bookshelf seems to twist and rearrange itself until it has twisted into becoming one of those sharp spiral staircases that just goes up and up and up.
Start walking.
Okay. And you walk, and you walk, and you walk, and you walk. Seems like you've been walking for a little bit longer than you should have, until eventually you do come to a small platform with a very short hallway, again made of glass, and a door. But unlike everything else in the building, this door is made of metal.
If she carefully steps onto the what I assume to be glass, does anything happen? It doesn't crack or anything?
Nope, it holds.
Okay. She will go and try to open the door.
Okay. The door is unlocked, and it leads to a small, dimly lit, dusty room with cabinets full of files just stuffed into them everywhere.
Go in and start poking around before anything. Like, not spending too long in one single space. Just taking in the area first.
Okay. Go ahead and roll me what's an awareness then.
Oof. Jesus. 5.
Okay.
No crit, but just 5.
Yeah. Okay. So pretty quickly, you notice that there is one particular file cabinet in the back where the even though it's still stuffed full of file folders, it's sticking out farther. The drawer, if I could talk tonight, that would be great. The drawer of the file cabinet is sticking out farther than it should be.
Go snooping then. See what
Okay.
that's about.
And it's pretty obvious at this point, so I won't make you roll for this. You pull the drawer open, and the files just kind of fall out. They were just there to make it look like they were part of the accoutrement. And in the file cabinet is a book.
We're obviously going to take that and start looking through it.
Okay. And as you reach down to pick up the book, you bring it closer. You can't read the first word of it, but you catch the last word. It says manuscript. And as you open it to read, you wake up.
Okay. Is she in her haven?
Yep. She looks around. Everything's in place. Everything's normal.
Does she have the book she touched?
Nope.
Okay. Go about her normal evening routines, I suppose.
Okay. And we will leave you there and check in with Ted. You went to bed, ready for the day sleep. And next thing you know, you're sitting at a familiar kitchen table. There is a woman with her back turned towards you at the stove, talking away idle chatter. You recognize her. She's exactly who you think it is. So how was work today?
You know, made some money.
Good. We're gonna need it. I think the dishwasher's about to go again.
Great. When is it not?
Fair. Oh, there was a woman that came by earlier. She said she was a work friend of yours?
Did she leave a name?
No, she just asked if you were here, and when I told her you weren't, she said that she'd come back later.
I don't think anyone knew where I lived.
I mean, surely you've been making friends at work, right?
Yeah, but not that close.
Huh. And as the two of you sit in awkward silence for a moment, you hear a knock at the door. And she says, "Oh, hey, can you go get that? I'm almost done with the chicken."
Yeah. That's when I get up and go check the door.
Okay. Do you open it all the way? Do you check it, or do you just swing the door wide open?
I'm just gonna check it first.
Okay. So, I'm assuming you crack it open a little bit?
Yeah.
Okay. You can't quite tell who it is. One minute you think it's someone that you saw at work once. The next minute it's someone you recognized in a family photo of a house that you cased. the next minute it's your mother. The face shifts. You can't quite tell who it is.
Ted is gonna close the door and try to press his finger into his hand.
Okay. Go ahead and go ahead and roll me wits and awareness.
Six. And a crit.
Nice. Not only is your pointer finger a lot longer than you thought it was, you have an extra thumb on the hand that you're trying to poke it through. Something's not right here.
Ah, that's all it is. Nice.
That's all what is, honey?
I have not dreamt in a while.
Do you miss it?
No.
Voice changes. You haven't heard this voice.
Who are you?
Oh, that's right. You weren't with them. And out from the kitchen walks what you thought was someone else, now happens to be a very scraggly looking woman, little bit older, a little bit on the old side, maybe, kind of, sort of. She's got scraggly, matted, long black hair that hangs down to preserve what little modesty she has left. And she is covered in swirling, weird black shapes. And she has this wide grin and vacant, dark eyes. You weren't with them. But you were. But not really. But you weren't down there.
Yeah, this is why I hate dreams. What are you talking about?
Well, since you weren't with them, let me make proper introductions. Hello, cousin. And she sticks out a hand for you to shake. I'm Leech.
Is it safe to touch you with that name?
Established this was a dream. Nothing can hurt you in dreams.
And I'll cautiously take her hand.
Nothing happens. She just shakes it. It's a firmer grasp than you expected from such a scraggly looking woman, but she shakes it. It's been so long since I met a shadow walker.
Oh, so you're one of us, I guess.
Like I said, we're cousins. I am like you the way a dog is like a wolf. I am, but I'm not.
Okay. So, I assume that means you're not a vampire then.
Correct. Got any other questions?
Oh. How did you do this?
What makes you think I did this? Maybe I just met you here. Maybe we just ended up in the same place. Or maybe I asked someone to do it for me.
Okay, because otherwise that'll be too much of a coincidence.
no such thing as coincidences. Everything happens for a reason, even if it's just no reason at all.
Right, that makes sense.
Oh, you Shadow Walkers are fascinating. I can't wait to see what you do.
You sure there's no more interesting people for you to research?
Are you kidding? Between Prince Hardass and her pet dog, you guys are the most interesting things to happen to this city in nearly 80 years.
City sounds actually kind of boring.
Did you ever stop and wonder why? Why you thought Indianapolis might be the perfect place to hide out?
I just came here on a hunch.
Everything happens for a reason. Think about it a little bit.
Okay, so you're one of those weirdos who believe in fate.
Not my domain. That's not the domain of anyone I work for. She kind of tips her head to the side and looks out the window. And you can see the sky. It was black a minute ago, but now it's starting to lighten just a little bit. Looks like our time's almost up. If you have any more questions, you should come find me. There's so much you could offer this city if you just look in the right places.
Right. I'll give it some thought.
You'd better get to bed. The sun's coming up. And I'm still curious. And with that, she turns and walks away.
Oh, great. I'm just gonna go to bed, I guess.
And as soon as your head hits the pillow, you wake up in the real world. Your haven as you left it. So what would you like to do with the evening of the 20th?
Ted is going to get ready to do some hunting because he kind of needs to do that soon.
Okay. Go ahead and take care of that real quick. Let me pull up your sheet. Go ahead and start off by rolling me wits and awareness.
Nothing.
Nothing.
And a skull.
And a skull. Great. Wonderful. I'm sorry, I should not be laughing. So it takes you most of the night to find something to suit your taste. But towards the very end, around 3 o'clock in the morning, 4 o'clock in the morning, you finally find a house where you can hear someone snoring like a chainsaw with the TV on in the background.
that's going for it. You don't care.
Okay. Go ahead and roll me Dex and Stealth.
Five.
Okay. So you're able to go in and get what you need. How much are you taking from the person sleeping inside? Just 1, 2? How much you got?
He's at 3. Questioning whether or not he would try to fight the ruthlessness that he's going through right now. I'll try to fight it.
Okay. Go ahead and just for kicks and giggles, go ahead and roll me unspent willpower.
Two.
Okay.
I can reroll if I need to.
Yeah, you're gonna want to.
Actually, wait, you can't reroll willpower.
Nope. Oh, that's right. Yes. So it's hard to pull away. Very, very hard to pull away. You take 2, certainly. And you fight it and you fight it and you fight it, but you do pull away at the last minute. Problem is now, in your ruthlessness, you've left a mess. Because he was fighting too. How would you like to handle this?
Can't call anyone because of the sombra. Great. Does the person have to be conscious for cloud memory to work?
Yeah. That? I believe so, but I'm going to double check.
I think they only have to hear because it just says it's just uttering the phrase forget.
Yes, that's what it looks like. So I will go ahead and rule that. All they have to do is be conscious enough to hear.
I assume that's a no.
No, he's aware. He's moaning and groaning. Whether he can hear you over his own moaning and groaning is another question. Plus the TV in the background.
Lick the wound closed and try cloud memory.
Okay. Go ahead and give me that.
Here again.
So, typically no rolls required against a unprepared mortal, but this is just to see how well it sticks and if it makes it over the background noise. And since you didn't completely and totally fail, it sticks. He forgets. And all of a sudden, he's moaning and gasping. What happened? What happened?
You feeling okay?
No, I feel like I got mauled by a tiger. What was in those drinks? Who are you?
Crazy.
I'm sorry, could you repeat that?
No idea, but you were screaming like crazy.
Guys must have drugged my drinks again. I need to get new friends.
Probably.
Hey, thanks for checking on me. Hey, could you head to that bathroom over there and just throw me a bottle of water and some ibuprofen?
Sure. Grab that for him, but make sure his face stays not well seen.
Okay. And you can and do. I guess the question now is, are you going to stick around?
No.
So you take care of this guy. Then you head off back to your place, I'm assuming? Or is there somewhere else you'd like to pop in? Dawn's approaching.
Nope, head home.
Okay. And thus ends the 20th. And for everybody, the next couple nights, the 21st and the 22nd, pass by incredibly quietly compared to everything that just happened. Is there anything in particular that you guys would like to do over the next couple nights? Any projects you'd like to check up on?
Yes.
Anything you'd like to start?
Can't hold that contact and see what information they got.
Okay. So, you get a hold of your contact at the police department, and they are incredibly apologetic. I have no idea what's going on. I can find... Oh, God. It's so weird. There's an old Texas driver's license, but that's about it? I might be able to find more with more time, but on such short notice, that's just about it.
That's fine. I was just wanting to check up.
Okay.
Let me know if you need anything.
Yeah, we'll do. I think... Oh, God. I think I have an uncle that lives in Houston or something. I'll call him and see what I can find out. I know not all of Texas is in Houston, but something.
Keep me updated, please.
Will do.
And then Layla will leave. And then... Yeah. She'll get hold of Chance eventually to ask about the dreams, but not quite yet.
Okay.
As far as Chance is concerned, He is going to check social media for that person that he saw on the stream, just to make sure she's where he thinks she is.
Okay. Just roll me a single dice and let me know what you get.
That would be a failure.
Okay. So she hasn't updated in a while, but the last she did update, she's exactly where you thought she was.
Okay. And then beyond that, we'll talk to his more private employee that he has do special projects, and like, hey, if I ever need you on short notice, just be available.
I mean, that's kind of what you pay me for. Sure. There's something I should be looking out for.
I'm more out and about in the city, so can't never fully trust anybody. Except for you, of course, because, business relationships and such. Anyway, if you need anything, just let me know.
Sure thing, boss. Oh, I think your cat got into one of the amp cases again. Pissed all over the lining.
That's why I tell you to get the ones that aren't actually lined with cloth. Prevents that from happening.
Right. I'll tell him again. And he just kind of walks off muttering about inept stagehands and nobody listens to me anyway. I don't know why I put up with this, and just the usual.
Well, that's pretty much all he would do. He'd just carry on with his normal self.
Okay. And last but not least, Ted. Anything you would like to do over the next couple days?
He is going to travel around the city, try to learn more about how the city functions, both mortal and not mortal.
Okay. That's a pretty broad topic. Is there, and that would be a lot to cover in the span of 2 nights. Is there something in particular you want to start with?
Well, typically, I'll start off with learning how to get around the city with those technological imperaties.
Okay. So, go ahead and roll me either intelligence in streetwise or wits in streetwise. One. Okay. So as I said, it's not the largest city, but it is still a sizable city, and this is 2 nights worth of poking around. You do notice that, as has been told to you, there is a major highway that circles Indianapolis proper, spreading out into the rural, that most kindred do not cross if they are of the Ivory Tower. And you know that there is one street that goes straight through the center of the city, from the very top to the very bottom, called Meridian Street. Other than that, it's a standard grid system. North, south, evens, odds, whole shebang. You're still not exactly sure about things like one-way streets, roundabouts, traffic patterns, so on and so forth.
We'll still heavily rely on chance. Got it.
Yeah. You do. I will also tell you that there doesn't seem to be a reliable public transport system. There's buses, but it's not reliable by any means. So, is there anything else anyone would like to take care of over those 2 nights?
Chance will actually order Ted a road bike, like a pedal bike. That is something that he said he would do last time. That he will actually get ordered.
Easy enough to do. And I know Layla wanted to call Chance about the dreams before we moved on, but they had to step out, so. Is there anything Ted and Chance would like to do while we wait? Any conversations they need to have with each other?
Chance doesn't really have a good way to get a hold of Ted. So, yeah. So it's more on, does Ted want to come to the club?
Ted would come to the club. At the very least, to thank Ted for chance for the bike.
Okay. Yeah, you would receive that, as well as make sure that you still have like properly fitting, non-scummy clothes.
Okay, thanks. Weird question, though.
What's that?
Aren't we supposed to stop dreaming?
Yeah, why?
I had one a couple nights ago.
Nah, you didn't. You might have thought you did, but nah, you didn't. We don't have dreams.
Yeah, I ate from someone and just totally forgot.
Maybe you did, maybe you didn't. I don't know. There's no. I had one.
Interesting.
Not in a long time, at least.
Thanks again for the bike.
Figured that'll probably help get you around.
I'll find a way to pay you back for this.
I wouldn't worry about that too much. I can cover it and not worry about a couple $100 for a bike.
Yeah, just let me know if you need something.
I need a way to get a hold of you first.
I think I heard a rumor from someone that if we can find a really old phone, we were able to use it. So maybe I can start looking around antique shops for that.
Oh, I'm sure we could probably find one for you. I can get my people on it. Got one weird young kid that likes old stuff, so.
Being able to use a phone again will be helpful.
I can see what I can do. No guarantees, but worst case scenario, eBay.
I'll go start looking around. You have a good night.
You too.
that will leave the club.
And before we move on, I believe Layla and Chance were due a call as well.
A house call. She would see if he was in.
Always.
Would he be easy to find?
Yes.
Okay. Then yes, she would go approach. Hello.
Kind of surprised you're here, but also kind of not.
Just a few things to wrap up, I think. Have you received any messages from our mutual acquaintance that we made the other day?
Which one would that be?
The unhinged one.
No.
Is Chance lying?
I mean, it depends on what you think the message is. But if you're meaning the dream, then yeah, you would be.
Well, I mean, do you want to do a contested roll? Is what I meant.
I am willing.
What would it be, Storyteller?
Let's see here. Wits and insight versus...
Ew. Gross. 2.
Let me see here. Wits and insight versus manipulation and subterfuge.
Using willpower because I can't roll for crap tonight. And I still can't roll for crap. It's 1.
I see. Well, I believe that answers my question then.
Anything else?
No.
Enjoy yourself. Band's not the best that we got tonight, but short notice and not having to pay a whole lot.
Short notice for you? Did something happen?
No, just figured change it up a little bit.
I'm sure you had enough strings to pull to get someone in. Pity they aren't better.
They won't be coming back.
Understandably so. And then Layla will leave. Okay, that's it.
All right. Any last minute things to take care of before we move on to the 23rd? All right. So now that we've come to the meat of our evening, everyone go ahead and give me rouse checks, please.
Passed.
I passed that one as well.
Fail.
What's Layla sitting at now?
2.
Okay.
She will take care of that.
Okay. Will it be the usual? Call someone back for assistance?
Yes, I have a 2 dot herd, so I should be fine still.
Yeah. And you absolutely are. There's no issues. They'll come back readily. You can do your whole thing, and they'll feel a little unsteady for a moment, but they'll recover.
And then we continue our lovely conversation about whatever they're working on. That's it.
And your nights is, I apologize. Is there anything else? Is there anything Chance or Ted would like to take care of starting out in the evening?
Look for a phone.
Okay. Go ahead and roll me a single dice. Tell me what you get.
Blank.
Okay. So you're able to pinpoint a couple of antique stores that are open pretty late. However, by the time you get to them, they don't have any phones in stock, but they tell you to come back in a couple nights as their person drops by every few days with a new haul of stuff.
No, thank him and move on.
Okay. And the nights continue as normal for a couple hours. Then around 12:30, 1 o'clock in the morning, Chance, you get a surprise visitor at your venue.
Who is this surprise visitor?
It's the prince.
Oh,
Alone. Of all
That's not-
things.
that's not concerning. Would direct them toward the tamer side.
As you lead her towards the more proper side of the establishment, she just gives everything a curious look. The establishment you have here.
Kind of proud of it. It's nice.
This
It's
is-
not overdone. I don't think, at least.
No, it's quite tasteful. Even the rowdier side. Well done.
I tried to take cues from my college days and tone a little bit of it down. What do I have the honor of the visit?
I need to speak with you and your co-workers privately.
Surprised you didn't ask us to your office.
I have my reasons.
Well, give me just a second and I will get a hold of at least Layla. Dad's gonna be a bit harder to find.
Oh, don't worry about him. I have someone going to get him.
Oh, good. At least you know where to find him. Or your people do. So yes, give me just a second. I will have her on her way soon.
Thank you.
In the meantime, top of the stairs. It's my office. Make yourself at home. And don't mind the showpiece on the desk. It's mostly, like I said, for show.
And with a nod and another curious glance around, she will make her way as directed.
And Chance will go to his head person and be like, I need you to call this number, and give them Layla's actual number that was given to him. Just say she needs to be here now. It's very, 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 very urgent.
I feel like Layla would be in her office.
So the call from Chance comes through.
From Chance or
Chance?
Chance's person?
Chance's person.
Did he say why?
No, he just said it was very, 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 very urgent.
Interesting. I will be there shortly.
Probably good idea.
She'll hang up. She would turn on and check her phone first, and then turn it off and leave it if there was no new messages.
There would be no new messages.
Okay. Then she will head over.
Okay. And as far as Ted goes, as you are coming back from striking out at another antique shop, you see a familiar gentleman come up to you. You recognize him from when he handed you the last letter, first summoning you to the prince's court, as it were. He says, "Oh, good, I found you again. You need to get over to your buddy's place ASAP."
Extremely ASAP, like last time?
Like a little more than last time.
Thank you. And start calling as fast as you can over to Chance's.
Layla will definitely arrive before Ted does.
She would enter and curious glance around, and then try to find wherever she's supposed to go.
Chance would still be downstairs. He would have checked in a couple times just to make sure everything was okay, but would be downstairs to bring Layla in at the very least.
What was so urgent?
A very important guest by herself upstairs.
Ah. That
Not really something I can say
be
specifically.
that is very unusual.
Yes, it is. Concerning, really, is what it is.
Was there anyone with her?
No. And that's the concerning part.
I assume our dear Shadow is on his way.
I hope he can pedal that bike faster than he can walk.
Bike?
Yeah, I got him a bike.
Well, faster than walking at any rate.
That's the hope.
Shall I go entertain or should I wait? I don't know what the mood was.
That is completely up to you. I'm not your keeper and I'm not your boss. So if you want to go entertain...
what the mood was.
Didn't seem angry. Seemed curious as to the establishment, but let's be honest, it had probably been a long time since she'd been in a place like this.
If he is not here soon, I will go.
It's probably good. So, wait around for Ted for a little bit.
Yeah. Give him 10 to 15 minutes, then if he's not there, Layla's heading up.
Would probably get there just about as Layla decides to head up.
So he would give Ted a real quick upstairs in the office. And head up with everybody, I guess.
Let Chance enter first.
As we enter, what is the prince doing?
Pretty openly at the various decorations in the office. She's not fiddling with any of the technology or poking around looking for hidden things, just kind of openly taking in her surroundings.
We have all arrived. I apologize about the wait.
Not at all. I know it's odd for me to arrive unannounced, so I appreciate the flexibility.
Not a problem. How may we serve you?
Well, we can start by having a seat. And she'll just sit down on whatever chair, couch is nearby.
As long as she doesn't take Chance's desk's chair, she'll go sit in his chair.
She respects the business chair too much. She will not take his chair.
Okay. Yeah, he'll go sit down in his chair because it's his chair.
Layla will take whatever is available and turn it to the prince and then sit down.
It will take anything opposite of the prince. And also turn to face her.
And once everyone is settled, she will kind of fidget a little bit before kind of settling back into herself and speaking to you guys very carefully. We need to unfortunately do a further debrief in regards to the events of a few nights ago.
What would you like to know?
I need to know, and I need you to understand, I am not asking this as your prince. I am asking this as a veteran who was there when these disgusting creatures were driven out of my city. You met Leech. You arrived unscathed, for which I am incredibly surprised and grateful. And I know what Danielle has told me, but I need to hear it from you. What all did you guys hear? What all did you guys see? What did they tell you?
As far as see, there's a bunch of symbols that we saw.
Guru symbols.
And of course, our whatever she called it, the Fomori or whatever it was, which we brought back to the hotel and promptly disposed of, but for evidence purposes. As far as heard, there was some talk about cousins and the worm and a bunch of other stuff that I don't.
He spoke of being part of the worm.
And she kind of looks at her knees and nods. I am not the most well-versed in Guru culture, and I will admit I don't know everything, but You came face to face with someone who was very dangerous, and you deserve to know what that was. That much I can tell you. Have any of you heard of a group of Garou called the Black Spiral Dancers?
No.
No.
I have not.
I'm not surprised. The werewolves tend to keep away from us, and honestly, it's just as well. We have our own issues and they have theirs. Unfortunately, this is one that has overlapped in this city for us both many times. The long and short of it is the Black Spiral Dancers are to the Garou what the Sabbat are to us.
Cannot say I'm surprised by that news.
That's less than ideal, but
I would expect there to be equal or more level of hatred there.
It's, as I said, I'm not the most familiar with Garou politics. If you think, and this is what I truly need to know, do you think Leech is going to continue to be a problem for us based on what you have experienced?
Likely.
seemed a bit off her rocker, so...
He was very enthralled by the idea of us being kin with her.
Layla, at your words, the prince turned to look at you and is kind of taking in your mood. I rolled her wits and awareness. If you could, please roll me either composure and persuasion or composure and subterfuge, depending on what you think Layla's mindset in the moment would be, and let me know what you get.
She's not hiding anything. She's just naturally fairly even-keeled after her embrace. Ew. Oh. I rolled nothing.
Okay. She rolled a 4. So what all would that get her insight into Layla's mindset?
So Layla is a little perturbed by the thought of what's going on. Curious as to why the prince is giving them so much information. Slightly worried. Doesn't want to deal with the guru, of course. But there's mostly just intrigued in a clinical way.
So the prince regards Layla for a moment, discerning all that before she turns back to the others. I will say I was highly disturbed to find out that she had taken such an interest in our new arrivals, and part of why I insisted coming here by myself is because I had hoped that by meeting you guys on your territory, it would give me a little bit better insight into your mindset into this. Normally, when we have newcomers come through and problems pop up, they turn into big problems. I am trying to head that off.
What are you considering a newcomer, though? I have been here for a couple of years.
Right, but me and Ted, not so much.
Right.
She smiles politely and inclines her head.
Specifically Ted, more so than I. However, I understand the concern. And if it's problems that you're worried about coming from me, I promise you, I will actively try not to make any or let any become your problem if I do have problems. Now, that of your sheriff, that might be a little bit different story, because I'll tell them if I have problems that I can't handle regarding this, and that if they decide to make it your problem, then it's not. But still, if things come up, I will communicate as such.
Well, I certainly appreciate that. Now, the other reason I wanted to meet with three of you privately is because I am genuinely concerned for your safety now that this has come to light that a Black Spiral dancer is once again among us. And it has been the habit of many people to leave when problems arise. I will respect that. I came to you in privacy to suggest that the three of you, at least for the time being, form a coterie. Watch each other's backs, at least until this problem is handled.
Well,
seem to work very well together.
I have no intentions of leaving.
Oh, okay, we're sticking around.
And I'm not opposed to the idea of continuing to work with these two. Layla's very smart, very gifted at what she can do. Ted is extremely useful in situations where I would not be. So I value both of them and their talents.
Glad to hear it. Now that that's settled, there's just one more. I don't extend this offer lightly. And I don't extend it for just anyone. If you feel genuine concern for your well-being at any point, regarding Garou activities, let me know personally. I have a contact that, while they may not be able to take care of any issues you might have right off the bat, they'll at least be open to talking. And you might be able to gain a little insight by them. However, they will not reach out to you first. You will have to reach out to them.
And how would we do that?
She smiles and pulls out a piece of paper with a phone number written on it.
whoever, either Layla will get it if she's closest, or wait for Ted to get it if he is.
That doesn't exactly have a phone right now, so...
Piece of paper, though. We don't know what's on it.
Okay. I'll reach out and grab it.
And it is just a phone number.
I'll pass it off to either Layla or Chance, whoever's closer.
Layla will hand it to Chance.
And Chance will put it in his desk.
I would ask that you don't give that phone number to any assistants or lackeys or ghouls or what have you. If you use it, use one of the personal devices that I know everyone has.
They know better than to go through my desk. It'll be fine here.
Good. Now, I believe that covered everything I wanted to speak with you guys about at this point. I am quite relieved at many things I heard today. And before I take my leave, is there anything you guys would like to bring up with me regarding this? Anything that slipped the reports? Anything that came up afterward in the following days that you think I should know about?
No.
No, not from me.
Nope.
She will take you guys at your word. And she will nod and... Well, if that is indeed everything, please do feel free to reach out to... Well, I'm sure someone will be around. I was very serious when I said that this is a very dangerous person we are now dealing with. Please be careful.
Of course. Who would go looking for that kind of attention?
Well, if there is nothing else, I believe I shall take my leave. You all have a pleasant rest of your evening.
Sure.
You
As well.
Oh, it almost slipped my mind, and she pauses in the doorway. Layla,
Yes.
I believe you can expect a slightly less than social call from Isabella at some point in the near future.
I see.
She keyed me in on your conversations. Best of luck to you.
Appreciated.
With that, she will take her leave.
Interesting. Something must have happened.
Seemed off.
I can see very few reasons as to why the prince would take a personal interest in any one of us who are far below her court.
Have any theories? Let's do
Don't know
exactly
enough.
what and why.
I don't know enough about the situation to hazard any guesses.
Definitely more than just regular concern, no.
Do we know who is part of pushing them out? I don't think I remember. Or learned it. Might be worth digging into.
If I'm not mistaken, the sheriff said something to the effect of they knew some guru thing, so maybe them. Beyond that, I would have no idea. That's unfortunate, but I'm sure we could probably ask. I'm sure we could probably ask a couple people, though.
I can make inquiries next time I see Mr. Tan. Maybe you can learn something from the Tremere.
We also have a dear brother as well that we could probably ask. You seem to be a little bit more rebellious and maybe a little bit loose with the lips and information.
Maybe our Malkavian acquaintance.
Oh, I'm sure they'll just be brimming with all of the nice gossip.
Well, we would of course have to figure out to give something in return as to why we are asking these questions.
I'm sure we could be creative and come up with a reason behind it. Still
Probably
might
better
owe
to do it
something.
beforehand.
Right. Still would probably owe something on the back end, but
Right, but to assuage the difficult questions as to why we are now poking into this after the situation has occurred. Given what has just happened.
we could always go the mostly truthful route. Curious as to how much we should be concerned for our safety.
Best lies always have truth to them. The most believable ones, at least.
Yes. And that's not really a lie, because I am curious as to exactly how much we should be concerned for our safety. There is obviously extra on top of it, however.
Given the fact that I was able to recognize the Guru symbols, and she knows I could potentially use that as worry for my safety as well.
Right.
They don't like us knowing that things about them. And vice versa, of course.
Naturally. And I would ask how you knew what those symbols were, but honestly, at this point, I don't. Yeah, I was gonna say, honestly, at this point, I just assume that you got a hold of a good book at some point and just happened upon it.
If you ever make your way to the library, maybe you could see some of the collection.
I'm sure that's part of the private stocks.
Special requests.
I just hope that request ain't gonna be denied.
No. I run a library that is open to both the public and the kindred public.
Well, that's... At least I know the manager.
There is a special stock that is not out in the open, but if it is requested, then of course I will let them read it. I don't keep a list on hand, though.
That's fair. In any case, is there anything else we should discuss, since all three of us are here and apparently we're gonna be working with each other a whole heck of a lot more?
I am often sent out on errands by Mr. Tan in repayment of his patronage.
So at times we might be brought along with, I assume.
Presumably.
Not the worst thing in the world.
Garner a name for yourself with the venture primogen would never hurt.
Exactly. Even as a La Sombre, it wouldn't hurt.
What kind of errands are we talking about here?
I often have to deal with fledglings, but whatever he feels like, unfortunately.
So surprise is fun.
Hmm?
Surprise is fun. I can handle that though.
Yes. The unfortunate circumstance of buying your way into the Camarilla.
And some debts can't be paid with money either.
No. Some cannot.
Let's just hope that those debts don't last for forever. That wouldn't be very good.
They have not been especially numerous up to this point, but they do happen. I am, of course,
Annie.
also in charge of keeping the books safe.
That's fair. I figured he was probably the one that, I don't want to say owned it, but owned it, financed it.
Yes.
Might be a better term for it.
More so, I mean, if something happens to the books public only to our kind, it falls on me to either clean it up or take the punishment.
Well, let's not let the second part of that happen.
That would be the most ideal.
I would say if there's ever anything that you need to move off site, you could use here, but I don't know if you would trust it. Just because I don't know how much you trust. Okay. That's fair. So, do we want to start asking questions tonight? Or do we want to kind of gather our wits about us and make sure everything's good at home before we go asking questions outside?
Personally, I would like to know what is the downside of working with both of you, since I've given mine.
Downside of working with me is I can be a prick sometimes. Let's be honest here, all Ventru can.
Right.
As for me, aside from being the new guy, I don't really have a lot to monetarily put into this partnership. Or even context-wise.
I'm sure between Chance and I, it is not a worry.
No, not really. Oh, and if you don't like animals, I do apologize. I've got a cat and a couple dogs.
It's more that they do not like me, but...
I just gotta get used to you. It's fine. They got used to me. I'm sure they can get used to you.
How auspicious for both of you that you do not have anything to drag into this partnership.
I'm sure somewhere along the way somebody doesn't like me for something I did. Then again, I'm sure both of you have somebody that doesn't like you for something y'all did either.
Likely.
So I just
unless the guy operating where I live decides that he doesn't have a problem, that he has a problem with me moving in.
Yes, you gave us your address last time we met, I believe. Correct?
Yes.
As to how to get hold of you.
on that, we're trying to remedy the whole being able to call situation.
Check some antique shops. Some of them say they might have some coming in a couple days.
And of course, you can probably find whatever you want on the internet.
I'm sure we can remedy that tonight. Or at least by tomorrow. I would rather have an easier time getting hold of you than hunting you down every time.
It's hard.
With that, Chance flips up the laptop lid. Let's see if we can find a color you like. And we'll try to find an antique phone for him.
How long do you want to spend looking?
Probably not super long.
Not super long, like less than an hour?
Yeah, if they're still searching after an hour, he's probably gonna be like, no.
Okay.
While they...
Go ahead.
Unless you're doing a roll, I have a question. While they are searching, Layla would turn to Chance. Do you by chance have a phone I can use that I can give a number for to contact me here if I'm still here? I didn't bring my phone with me.
Yeah, just get a hold of any one of the staff. They can give you his mainline number.
Do you have a phone I can use to call out as well? Is what I was asking.
Down in the manager's office.
Thank you. Layla will call the receptionist for the library and ask, one, if anyone has been in to see her, and give her give them the number for the place. If someone does.
Right. As for if anyone's called for you, not that I'm aware of. I just clocked in, so I haven't heard anyone call for you yet.
That's fine. If anyone does, please call me here, and I will be there, or meet them somewhere soon.
All right, will do. Thanks for letting me know.
Of course.
While Layla's doing that, Chance and Ted are looking for phones. Go ahead and roll me one single dice. Let me know what you get.
That would be blank.
Okay. So you get a couple leads on what you think might be an antique phone, but it all turns out that they're replicas. There's actual technology in them that on further digging would not work for your purposes in the short amount of time that you've dug so far.
Yeah. He would probably turn the search over to someone that probably doesn't have a whole lot to do normally. And like, just find me one.
an assistant to an assistant will come scurrying out of the woodwork and nod and scurry off to do your bidding.
I would specifically tell them 1985 and older.
Do you care if it's like a funky color or something? I've seen some really weird stuff out of the 70s and 80s. Like that whole banana phone thing. I saw one shaped like a shoe once. You don't care about any of that, do you?
Gotta look at Ted.
No, not really.
It's a lot easier to find the kitschy stuff because they're a little bit more in demand than just your plain old boring black telephone. So I'll see what I can find.
Thank you.
What would you like to do in the meantime?
Well, where would we like to start our questioning? Mr. Tan, I will take care of next time I see him. Which is fairly regularly.
Right.
As he seemed to be fairly outspoken.
I feel like that's probably the best place to start. Just for the simple fact of the Tremere are already going to get a hold of you and might not go to the top of the list when we can hopefully get stuff at the bottom of the list crossed off first.
Agreed.
So yeah, we'll try to get a hold of Azzy.
Okay. And so you call Azzy's number, and it rings and it rings, and eventually a voice you don't recognize picks up. Hello?
Is Azzy there?
Who's this?
Recent business associate he worked with a couple nights ago.
Wait, you're not Chance, was it?
That's the one.
Yeah, he told me you might be calling. And you hear him muffled, "Hey, boss!" "Yeah, what's up? Got Chance on the phone for you." "Oh!" And you hear like this crash bang thunk as if he's like knocking over furniture to haul himself across the room to get to the phone. "Yellow."
Me and my associates have a couple questions for you. Is there any way we can talk tonight?
Hey, Mary, what do I got on the schedule for tonight? You got nothing? Thought I had something. Looks like I got nothing. Yeah, I can come over. Your place again?
Or we can come to you. Either way, it don't matter.
Nah, this is a bit of a wreck. When did that happen? It's a bit of a mess up here. I should probably come to you.
We'll be here.
I'll be right over.
Much appreciated.
And it'll take him about 20 minutes to get from where he's currently at to where you're at, because there's a little bit of traffic. He's got to reroute down some one-way streets to get around an accident. Is there anything you guys would like to talk about in the meantime? Yeah, before he gets here?
I think we've got our questions. I think we got our cover story.
Yeah.
We've got somebody working on the phone, so that's already taken care of. I think we're good, actually.
Yeah, I think so.
All right. True to form, as he shows up, there's just one person with him tonight. Short, stocky young woman in a business suit, trailing after him with a clipboard and a pencil. As he kind of walks in, he's got a little bit of a more casual outfit on this time, just a t-shirt and not quite slacks. As he makes his way in and announces his presence. Hey, I'm here to see Chance.
Chance would already be downstairs waiting for him.
You see him looking around confusedly.
Crazy and blind, all right. And just kind of waves at him.
He kind of looks at you and squints for a second before recognition lights up on his face and he grins and trots over to you. Hey, thanks. Sorry, it's a little bit harder with more people. Anyway, what's up?
Got some private questions. Probably not the best setting to ask them in down here.
Gotcha. Take it you got a room upstairs?
No, same one we met in before.
Cool. Lead the way.
And yeah, we'll lead them to everyone else.
And he'll whisper a quick word to his assistant to stay downstairs and enjoy herself at the bar while he goes up and does his thing.
Ezzy.
Hello, right?
Yes.
Yes, I thought that voice sounded familiar.
Fairly recognizable.
And then let's see, you're... And he stares at Ted blankly. Ted, right. Cool. So, what's up?
Given the circumstances that we walked into the other night, there is a slight amount of concern as to the level of danger we are in.
Really?
The
I guess so.
Lycans know that I know about their symbols.
Oh, no way.
Yes. And so there is a question as to the amount of danger that we are in. We know that they've been pushed back and pushed out and are slightly in a non-violent circumstance with us right now. And I don't know much about that situation. Do you?
Let me make a roll here and see what he knows. He hems and he haws for a second. I wasn't involved too much in that. I was, shoot, let me think here.
Given the amount of things you apparently have your fingers in, I'm surprised you don't have any of the information.
Well, the thing with werewolves, they really don't like other people in their business.
Exactly why I'm worried. I'm not asking about the werewolf side of things. I'm asking about our side of things.
Oh, okay. Yeah. No, that I can do a little bit. You know about, oh god, it's kind of like a cold piece right now. You have some werewolves in the city. pack or two. It's mostly the techie ones, glass something or other. They're like super modern. They're not like your old country werewolves. They're like weirdly close to normal. It's kind of unnerving. There's a couple of them that kind of hung out in the city. Most of them left after the whole Black Spiral, Sabat, Camarilla mess that got cleaned up. Bigger issues out who knows where. It's been a while since we've had issues with any of them. Let's see. Is there anything else interesting?
How did this piece come about?
Oh, that was like one of the first things Prince Harcourt managed to wrangle. Like, she busted her ass getting that done. I remember exactly how she did it to begin with, but she like fought some key battle against the dancers or something, I'm guessing. Won the trust of a local leader, and next thing you know, she's holding peace talks over in the state park. And I guess enough of the dissenters were either A, dead, or B, too tired from fighting to care at that point. So everyone just kind of said, okay, here's our lines. What do you think? No, we think it should be over here. But we want this. Can you have that instead? And eventually it came out, we stick to our part of the city. We save them this little bit along the river for their thing. And we just kind of stay in our city. And they leave us alone. And we leave them alone.
Do you know who all was part of the battle and the negotiations and all that fun stuff?
Yeah. I don't know for sure, because I personally wasn't there at the time. I was still running for the Pony Express at that point. I wasn't the great, magnificent Azzy that you see before you. I was still Adrian, the runner, at that point. So I only know what the rumors that I heard that got passed through the grapevine, so to speak. It was most of the Primogen Council, I want to say. It was definitely the big boss lady, her brother, yeah, most of the Primogen. I don't think the Harpy was her main Harpy. She's got a couple different Harpies that have come and gone over the years. The Harpy she has now wasn't there. Sheriff Killamal was there. Remember, most of the other ones that I heard were there have moved on to pastures new or got
some nobody that would be easier to get a hold of, just to figure out exactly what we're dealing with.
I mean, Let me think.
Are any of the harpies that were involved with this still around, even if they are no longer harpies?
Oh, no, they left. The new one chased him out. I mean, have you tried talking to Raphael yet?
Do we know who that is?
Let's see. Layla, you've been in the city for a good hot minute. Let's see. And Chance has been around a good bit too. Layla and Chance, go ahead and roll me, go ahead and roll me intelligence and politics or intelligence and streetwise.
One.
2 and a skull.
Okay. So, the both of you have think you might have heard the name tossed around. You're not entirely sure who that is. Ted, you have no idea who that is.
Forgive me for not knowing. I have heard the name, but I don't know who it is.
Oh, you need to talk to Raphael. Oh, he's a lot of fun. He's, oh shoot, what was the fancy schmancy title the boss gave him? Envoy. He is her official envoy to the Guru, and he also doubles as their envoy to her. He's a middleman. He's really good at finding people. Sometimes he'll do like personal favors for her and stuff, I've heard. You've probably seen him around the city and don't even know.
Interesting. And how does one go about setting up a meeting with Raphael?
I mean, well, you guys did help me out. I can, I'll give him a call. I have a way of getting in touch with him because we've partnered on some deals and stuff. I can get a hold of him for you.
Fingers
at least
in
this first
all
time.
The pies.
I try. That's where you find all the fun stuff. The more you're involved in, the more you find out. It's a lot of fun. I'll get a hold of him. Let him know you guys want to talk to him, and if he wants to set something up with you guys from there on out, he can. Is that cool?
She'll look to Chance.
That'll work for me.
For me as well.
Okay. I can't guarantee it'll be tonight, but I'll get a hold of him and then I'll get a hold of you guys.
Your help is very appreciated.
Hey, you guys helped me. Call this one a break even. At the very least. I probably owe you more, honestly. Saved my ass.
How about you and I will be even? The others, that's on them.
Well,
You sure you're not Ventru?
Exceedingly so. Let me know when you have a hunch.
I'm still working on it. Don't think I've left it alone. I'm gonna figure it out at some point.
I'm sure you will.
Stick around long enough, you figure out things about everyone.
I'm willing to put money. It's probably going to take you the better part of a year of actually knowing her before you figure it out.
Oh, well, now that's just a challenge.
genuinely figure it out, not just guess.
You guys got anything else for me before I go do the thing?
You got any recommendations for local bands that are actually fairly decent?
Oh, you want talent? Oh man. I'll have to think about that a minute. I was out at, where was it? Kilroy's a couple nights ago. Having a business meeting with someone out there. There was a local talent up there. It was a dead ringer for Hosier, if you know who that is.
Can't say I do, but I'll have somebody go check them out.
Ladies seem to really like him, at least. The guys, most of them were too smashed to care from what I could tell, but gals were into it. All right. Well, that's everything. I'm gonna go poke around a little bit. Talk to y'all later.
Talk to you
Good
later.
one.
Thank you.
And with that, Azzy will make his exit.
Well, at least we came out of this with still being owed some things.
True. How much do you want to bet that the number we were given is to Raphael?
Is possible. I had considered it was potentially the prince's brother.
Either way, it could be useful, could be now just a waste of paper, but in any case, happy to have it.
It
In
is
case
still-
if it's neither.
if we were to call it and it was not an emergency, we potentially would have been in deep water.
This is true. Let someone else get in trouble rather than
Yes.
us, right?
Exactly.
Probably don't want to go poking around too much at one time regarding stuff like this. So,
I'm sure this will be spread around before the night ends.
I'll guarantee. It's fine.
Well, I'm not sure how much we want to split up, given if this meeting is to happen, it will likely be quick. Did not want to keep someone like that waiting.
Right. So in the meantime, I know how to get a hold of you. I know where to find you. Try to keep close to something that would be easy to get a hold of everyone. And I will too, in case if they contact either of you.
I don't often have it on me, but that may be changing given how circumstances are developing. I can give you my personal number if you wish. It would be quicker.
That might be the best idea.
And she would give it to him.
Then he would, again, slide it in the desk. And this time you'd actually see him like lock the drawer.
I'll make sure I don't want to leave where I am currently until someone gets a hold of me.
And if you do, like, leave a note in the mailbox or something. That way, you're not on a house arrest, effectively.
Yes. Or if you plan on leaving your place of residence for most of the evening, at least come by and let one of us know where you will be.
That's good.
I will tell the other workers at the library to forward me the information if you leave it with them.
And if you just give somebody my name, they'll get it to me.
And about that time, you guys get a knock on the office door.
Come in.
It is the assistant that you sent off to find a phone earlier. They lean in holding a laptop and just kind of peek in and say, "Hey, I just wanted to let you know I found a lead on a phone. I overnighted it. It should be here tomorrow."
Good job. I'll give you an extra $25 on your meal allowance today.
The assistant kind of chuckles. "Anything else you need from me?"
I think that's it, actually. Unless if either you two have something that you would like to request.
Not unless there's been any messages left for me. For Layla.
I'm also thanks.
The assistant's brow kind of froze and he starts typing away real quick. He looks up. Doesn't look like anything's been left for you.
I didn't expect it to be. Thank you.
Y'all have a good evening.
You as well.
Good one.
And backs out the door.
I wonder when I will be hearing from Isabella. They are likely not happy.
Perhaps it's a genuine want to work with you.
If I'm going to be doing what I expect, I will be getting information that the Chantry would not like exposed. And unfortunately for them, I am very good at connecting the dots between things.
They don't necessarily know all that.
No. I'm sure they have been told who and what I am at this point, and expect me to not do a very thorough job, and hopefully get me in trouble for daring to offer.
Well, if they get you in trouble, you at least have somebody that's willing to go to bat for you, saying that it was just a genuine.
If they expect me to do a bad job and berate me for offering.
Oh, well, if that's the case, then they're going to be sorely mistaken.
Exactly. Is there anything else, gentlemen?
I do not have anything. The offer still stands that if you would wish to sleep here, you are welcome. Also, if you ever in need of food and you don't have another place to find it, I can help.
I would be hard pressed to find my particular tastes here, I believe. Although maybe not on the other side, depending if you have college students here.
A few. Not as many as you would expect, probably.
I have a steady supply where I am. If I run out, I will let you know. I have some things in common with your clan.
You've stated. So, and then Ted, would you like a ride?
Thank you. Bikes should be quick enough to get me back to my haven in time.
Just didn't know if you wanted to exert the actual effort.
And you know we don't get tired.
I know. Sometimes it gets tedious, though. However, the night air is nice every once in a while.
If there is nothing else, I believe I have a book or books to research.
Don't let us take up any more of your time. You have other things that you need to be doing.
Always. Then Layla will stand and leave.
Ted will also say goodnight to Chance and head out right behind her. Before she gets back to it, Kari is going to stop her.
Yes.
So, I know you're the smart type, and we're supposed to stop dreaming, right?
For the most part. I've heard the rumors of occasionally some have nightmares. Why?
I had a dream and this woman named Krit showed up in it. I assume that's the same one that Prince was talking about.
Why don't you put your bike in the back and we will drive? I don't believe this is a good space to speak of such things.
Sounds good. And he'll put his bike in the back.
We will hold the door open for him so he doesn't ruin anything. So as they're driving, what happened?
I don't know, I was dreaming I was alive again and back home, and she showed up at the door.
Was anything weird or off about the space?
Yeah, looked pretty much like I did. Except when she showed up, she was kind of like shifting between multiple forms.
Interesting. What else happened, or what happened after she showed up?
Well, she just kind of popped in the kitchen, very undressed, by the way, and just started asking me who I was, and explaining that she could tell that I was there, but not really.
I believe you were outside when we came upon the hole that they dug. Leech was the person that we ran into. A guru that changed somehow by whatever force made us. That was spiral dancers the prince was talking about. That's what she was. She stepped into something and away. It was very strange to watch. Instead of confronting us.
Sounds like there might be more than one of them, because she said she had someone bring her there.
Something to look into. Any other bits of the conversation that you can remember?
She said that, don't I think it's a weird coincidence that I showed up to this city in particular?
Is there truth to that? Was there something that brought you here?
Like I said, I came here because I heard stories about the Camarilla and was interested.
And no force or feeling drawing you?
No.
When you looked outside, assuming you opened the door, what did it look like?
Dark, and eventually it started getting bright.
Was it the actual outside, or was it just black emptiness?
I think it was just black emptiness.
I'm not an expert on dreams or other planes or realities, but I believe the guru can do things like that. Your clan can as well, can they not? Tied to the Shadowlands or something?
I haven't gotten too far into that stuff.
Potentially the connection is there somehow. I can look into it. See what books I can dredge up.
Be helpful.
Let me know if there is anything else that you remember or if anything else happens.
Yeah, I will.
She will let him out when they get to their place. Or when they get to his place. And not say anything about her own dream.
Tell thank Layla and leave.
She'll sit there for a minute, kind of drumming on the steering wheel before heading to the library and seeing if she has anything there on the astral plane in the occult section that isn't like mortal astral shit.
Okay. So go ahead and give me either no, tell you what, go ahead and give me intelligence and academics and add any dice you might have in occult as well.
Okay.
And if you have any specialties.
Do I also get the library's merits?
Yes.
Because a 2-dot library, I forget how many dots that adds. Boom. Okay. So I add... Oh, good lord, that's so many dice. Okay, you said intelligence and academics.
And academics. Plus anything you have in occult. And then your library merit and any specialties you might have.
I have logic and academics.
I don't think that would count for this one.
Okay. That's fine. That's fine. That's still a lot of dice.
Hopefully you'll be able to roll something good with an ungodly amount of dice.
Ugh. That was half. Okay, how about 2 sets of crits?
Very nice, very nice, very nice.
I can re-roll for more. I literally only rolled 4 dice and got for the 4 crits.
That's
That's
a pretty good start. That'd probably honestly cap what you can find with the rest of your evening.
Okay.
If you wanted to continue on more nights, we'd need to roll a little bit more later. But anyway, so you do have several books on the astral. Some of them are kind of new agey BS, like Ascend to the Fifth Dimension, Starseed kind of
Oh my god.
stuff that kind of gives you the ick with even just looking at the books. And honestly, you probably wonder why you even have those.
100%. They would be in the disposed pile.
You do find a couple of there is an autobiography that from some sort of cultural mystic who talked about their experiences in the astral, and they talked about the process of traveling there in sleep and using their mind to shape the astral space around them, things like that. And you do find another book, which is something a little bit similar, but this one includes diagrams, images, half-drawn maps, and it's laid out more like a journal of someone recording their personal travels through their personal astral plane, by the sounds of it. And they talk a lot about navigating through stars, looking for fixed versus unfixed points, looking for things that change, anomalous occurrences, things like that, to kind of help guide your sense of awareness through as you travel through the astral.
Interesting. She will keep that book in her actual sleeping quarters to re-reference. I don't know if she would have any time left after that or not.
Those were pretty dense readings, even for Layla. That'd probably take you right up to the edge of where you start feeling the day's sleep tugging on the edge of your mind.
Okay. Then she would not fight it and lay down.
Okay. Circling back to Ted, is there anything you wanted to do before the day's sleep claims you?
Not that I can think of.
And last but not least, let's circle back to Chance. So, about an hour and a half after the others leave, as you are preparing for the day's sleep, doing what it is you do get the return call from Azzy.
Okay. They would pick it up as quickly as they could.
Hey, this is Chance, right?
That it is.
Okay, good. I picked the right one. It's hard to focus when you're getting tired. Long story short, obviously can't meet tonight. Settle to meet you tomorrow. He'll swing by your place. You'll know him because he's the big, tall, dark, and handsome in the trench coat. He'll be real obvious.
Okay.
He'll also introduce himself.
Tell him to come around back.
Will do. And with that, Azzy will hang up.
Chance would alert someone that they're getting a VIP tomorrow around back. Let him know as soon as they get there, then would send a message to everyone else. Well, would send a message to Layla. And then have one of his people take a letter to Ted's house and just drop it in the mailbox.
Knowing the meeting's coming up, Layla would probably have had her phone on. And
Absolutely.
you'd get a quick, do we know what time?
No.
I suppose I will be there shortly after I wake up.
Door will be open for you.
That's it.
You can come around back when you get here.
You won't receive a response.
All right. Is there anything else in particular that Chance would like to take care of before the day sleep claims him?
Just see if there's any update on his information gathering request.
Yeah, we're still working on it, boss. We were able to find a graduation record from some wanky college down in the southern part of the state. That's really about it, though. We're still digging.
Okay. Keep digging. Let me know if you find anything good. Anything useful.
I mean, the swanky college thing.
You've seen the tattoo on my back, right?
Yeah.
Ain't the only college kid.
Fair. We'll keep digging.
Thank you. And then he would just do a quick check-in with like all of the animals and all of the important staff members, and then he would head off to bed.
All is quiet on the Western Front, as they say.
Good.
And with that, you once more fall to the day sleep. I believe that this is where we will leave it for now.
Okay. Interesting.
Excited to see what next game brings for us.
That reminds me. Announcements. Announcement number 1. As the schedule stands, we would originally be slated to play the next episode of Midnight on the Circle on New Year's Eve. However, I will be traveling and with family that evening, so we will not be having midnight that day.
Do it.
I'm not
Thursday.
Sorry?
So we could do it on a Thursday if you want.
It would have to be Thursday the 4th, because Thursday the 28th I'll be traveling.
I said if you want. It's not like Thursdays are above the table. We can swap that in and out whenever.
Yeah.
Yeah. So we can reschedule if you want to. We'll talk about it though.
Yeah. Other than that, first and foremost, I know the holidays are coming up. Some holidays have already passed. Happy holidays to everyone. Everyone that watches, everyone that will watch in the future. Secondly, please check out our socials. You'll find our LinkedIn just about everywhere. We are posting our stuff. Find us on YouTube, Instagram. Not really much on Twitter, X, whatever it is.
Yeah, we don't use that. Not really.
TikTok.
Care of our sanity.
TikTok.
What?
Yes.
We care about our sanity.
Yeah.
Yes. Do feel free to look us up on Linktree. If you are in a position where you are inclined to do so, please feel free to join our Patreon. That is a thing, and we do have lots of very interesting options for you to check out there if you so desire. If that isn't an option for you to give monetarily, we totally understand. Not everyone is in that position. Please do feel free in that case to like, comment, share, subscribe, interact, join our Discord, all the fun things. We like engagement because we must feed the algorithm as everyone must.
If you were watching us on YouTube, you can see the stuff down below as we chatted away with people as we're playing. So even though we don't verbally do it, except at the beginning and end, we absolutely engage with everybody.
Yep. And speaking of engagement, while at our link tree and elsewhere, please check out our affiliate link with Dice Legion. They are a wonderful little company that we are partnered with. They make lots of dice and dice accoutrements, stickers, dice boxes, so on and so forth. Most of us have gotten things through them before. We do have a code. Feel free to use that. You'll get a little bit off the cost, and we'll get a little bit in return. You get dice. It's all good all the way around. Check them out. They got a lot of cool stuff.
Shiny green dice from them.
Beautiful shiny green dice.
By the way, they make really good gifts.
They do.
Just saying.
Yep.
And
everybody's showing off their shiny dice.
Except for me.
Yours are at home, it's fine.
Yeah. But that's not just for this time of year. That's for birthdays, Valentine's Day, because Valentine's Day, give dice better than roses and chocolate. Easter, if you're so inclined to do Easter gifts.
Come on, guys, where's my birthday dice?
They're in your bag. They're your tub or whatever.
Jar?
Yeah, that one. But yeah, no, just saying, like, that type of stuff makes a great small gift. So just keep that in mind.
Yes. I think that's everything.
That it is.
We will be... What's our next one? This is Thursday, our next upcoming game. We will not be doing Above the Table. We will be doing Nichols Cryptid Catchers.
And we will be seeing what kind of weird stuff they can get into.
More Michigan bullshit.
Yeah.
Don't worry, it's just Flint. Nothing's wrong with the water.
No. Nothing is ever wrong with the water there.
No. And for anyone who's in Michigan, it's great. Love it.
If we can't make jokes about stuff like that, even if they're very small jokes.
What can't we make jokes about?
Exactly.
Thanks for joining us, everybody. Spoilers happening. Who wants to do the countdown?
3,
Ben.
2, 1.
Spoilers.
Spoilers!
Woo! The dreams are interesting.
Yeah.
Very interesting. I know I didn't dig into that book that Layla found, but that will be coming.
I wonder what book that is.
I have no idea.
Oh, I know.
Yes, prop change. For anyone who's watching.
If you haven't noticed it. But yeah, no, that, I'm sure Leech won't be a recurring issue.
No, not at all. Not at all.
And I'm sure whatever meeting that we have won't piss someone off, because, you know.
Well, I'm sure it's going to raise some eyebrows.
Yeah.
Did the prince believe us at the end there?
Oh, no, absolutely not.
Figured.
She accepted it at the moment because she didn't want to raise any alarms with you guys, but no, not at all.
I could have rolled. I have 6 dice when I roll subterfuge manipulation. I could have rolled.
I've got 5. If I can use charisma, I've got 6.
Hey, this was the weak link.
Bye-bye.
No, we don't care about you.
Riddle link.
Yeah. It's fine. But yeah, no, the second she showed up at the door, it raised alarms from Chance.
Good.
Like, oh god, what did I do? I didn't even do anything this time.
This time.
Yeah. This time. She's never been to his place.
Layla just kind of assumed at first that it was going to be another debt being called in.
When she showed up and was like, oh, by the way, Prince. Oh, look.
No, even seeing the prince there, Layla expected it to be one of her debts called in.
Not yet.
It'll be real fun when everyone gets dragged on that shit. At least you know up front and center that that's a thing.
Yeah, and Chance has nothing in his entire thing that is
definitely
gonna
not. Definitely not.
And neither does Ted.
That's okay. You think that's the only shit Layla's got going on?
No, I know it's not.
That would be wild if that's the only stuff my character would be going through.
I know. It's fine. Nothing bad will happen.
I actually might need to... I can't get rid of those books. I can donate them, but I can't legitimately destroy them.
You've got a thing that says you can't?
Yeah, my conviction.
Yeah.
I wondered
All
if you were going
knowledge
to
must be preserved.
no matter how inaccurate or cringy it might be.
Yeah.
It's just gonna get tucked away to a forgotten corner. It's fine. People she doesn't like will be directed there.
Very nice.
So Chance. Got it. You didn't say no, by the way.
No, legitimately, I don't know if I would say she likes Chance, but she doesn't dislike him.
Yeah. He's very bold.
He is.
Lying, well, half lying to her.
Fucking getting caught, too.
He doesn't know. He also doesn't care. But just straight out.
Huh?
Straight out lying to Ted.
Poor Ted, just being so kept in the dark.
Did you have a drain? No. We don't do that.
I mean, Lasombra is used to being in the dark.
Yeah, I guess. Does Chance think that Layla might have been too? Reached out to?
I mean, he assumes after she was like, have you gotten any messages? He assumes. He's not going to ask because then it would raise eyebrows of, why did you ask that question?
That'll be interesting.
But technically speaking, he didn't receive the message. He sent the message in his eyes. However, the message of I can still find you was still sent. So there was a message, just not the message that everybody was expecting.
How did he like getting snubbed by the music?
That was just this makes sense to me.
No, I'm just how did he take it? How did Chance take that?
He probably wouldn't have liked it. And it probably would have been like a same day cancellation of, hey, we can't make it. So like the daytime people had to fix it. So like he didn't have a hand in it, and that would bother the shit out of him.
The dynamic that's coming out between those two cracks me up, and I love it.
Yeah. You have bold little shit that will just intentionally just not tell people shit. And like do half everything. And then you have Layla that is all in or all out.
She knows how to be subtle. She just doesn't care to unless there's a reason for it.
Yeah. Like I said, all in or all out.
Yep.
Then we have Ted that is...
It was very interesting. That car ride was very interesting. I was surprised he was so open with her.
He wanted to know what was going on. Sometimes you need to pay a little bit of a price to do that.
That's fair.
Yep, that is absolutely fair.
And she'll tell him everything she found. So he'll get some answers. Just not ones he wanted.
At least she's nice enough to tell you there's butter in it when there's actually margarine. That's close.
Yeah. We'll see what comes of that.
Yeah.
Does the journal she found help with anything? Like, is it going to mean anything, or is that just a red herring? I'm wondering.
It has the potential to be useful. Depends on how you apply it.
Mm-hmm. Meaning, kind of learn how to navigate it if we get stuck there again.
Yeah, if we get stuck there again, Chance is not going to be happy. He will legitimately throw somebody through a building.
Oh, so break the windows and throw us into the astral. Cool.
Not necessarily you two. But somebody will be thrown through the window.
Question for you, Buttons.
Yes.
When we had talked about the manuscript prior to the game, does Layla have a copy already that she has been working on and off over the years?
Not yet, no.
Okay. That's what I had thought when I brought it up. That's why I had said if she like has spent time doing that, but that's fine, just so I know. Mm-hmm. I was unsure, that's why I didn't reference it in the game.
Mm-hmm. She's probably seen copies pass through the library that she's worked at. She does not have her own copy at this point.
Good to know. I don't know if I have too many more questions right now.
That's fine.
I have a bunch of questions, but I know majority of them will not be able to be answered. So it's not even worth asking.
I mean, you never know.
Because it has a lot to do with behind the scenes stuff of who knows we asked for the meeting now, and are they going to be pissed off? Because who are these little shitheads that I don't know asking for a meeting?
I mean, I could tell you if you really want to know.
I want to find out organically.
Actually, there is something I want to talk about. We need Chronicle tenants.
Dude, now that it's official.
And technically a name since we're a Camarilla coterie.
That one we've got to workshop that one a little bit.
Yeah, I wasn't expecting an answer now. I was just putting it out there.
Chance and Layla, and then put in parentheses and Ted.
Not shitheads, I swear.
We could always do something pretentious and be like the Scepters or something like that.
So oddly, that is one thing that Chance would not force upon you to.
Force what?
A name like that upon you two. Partially because Scepter is a venture thing and now, and partially because I feel like there might be a little bit of resentment with Layla and the whole Scepter thing.
Actually, no.
No, I'm kind of surprised.
I mean, I could go in depth about how she views on certain things. So I don't know if you guys want to hear that yet.
Maybe in a couple games.
But no, there's absolutely no resentment towards Ventru.
Even though that she's basically their errand boy.
She doesn't hold a grudge against Tan yet. That has the potential to come later. And trying to rid herself of those debts at that point in time. Right now, it is still convenient to have him as a patron.
Yeah.
But clan-wise, she has no resentments. She's actually very proud of what she is.
Yeah. We will workshop that coterie name. And as far as yes, as far as the tenants are concerned, we will absolutely workshop that as well. Find something that we can all agree upon, and that would still fit.
Yes. Anything else from anybody?
Not for me.
Anything.
Okay. Buttons? Anything for us?
No, I'm good.
Okay.
I'm good if you.
So we'll end the stream. I'll roll our end thing and then we can do whatever. So give me like 30 seconds. Bye, everyone.